Okay, dear students, in the previous session we discussed reduction formula for few trigonometric functions. Today I am going to discuss how to find the reduction formula for secant raised to the power of nx. And hence let us deduce I3. I3 means integral of secant cube x. Integral of secant cube x. I3 denotes. First let us take let in is equal to secant raised to the power of nx. Now let us rewrite this secant raised to the power of nx as secant raised to the power of n minus 2x and secant square x. So because this n can be written as n minus 2 plus 2. Okay, for secant and cosecant you have to write like this. So n can be written as n minus 2 plus 2. Plus 2 minus 2 cancel, you will get n only. Therefore secant raised to the power of nx can be written as secant raised to the power of n minus 2x secant squared x. Now treat it as this is first function, this is the second function. Let us apply integration by parts. We know that the method of applying integration by parts is you have to retain the first function as it is, integral of second function. Integral of secant square x, we know that integral of secant square x is what? Tan x minus integral of this second, you have to write as it is only. Next, the derivative of first. The derivative of this function is secant raised to the power of n minus 2x. The derivative is what? n minus 2 secant raised to the power of n minus 3 x. Again apply chain rule, still secant x is not differentiated. The derivative of secant x is secant x into tan x. Let us simplify. Secant raised to the power of n minus 2x tan x. Observe here this n minus 2 is a constant of integration, take outside. Also observe here there are two terms of secant, bases are equal here. Secant x is there. Let us add, the bases are equal, we can add the power. That becomes secant x to the power of n minus 3. Here the power is 1. Therefore add them. Again tan x and tan x, tan squared x. Now secant raised to the power of n minus 2x tan x minus of n minus 2. So secant raised to the power of, simplify this power, n minus 3 plus 1 is n minus 2 tan square x. Now I am going to use the identity for this tan square x. Okay, we know that 1 plus tan square x is secant square x. The value of tan square x becomes secant squared x minus 1. Replace here for tan square x. So now secant raised to the power of n minus 2x tan x minus of n minus 2 secant raised to the power of n minus 2x tan square x can be written as secant square x minus 1. Now multiply this term here. Okay, let us multiply. Now secant raised to the power of n minus x tan x, as it is you write here. Now open this bracket, n minus 2x, this is one more secant square x minus of secant raised to the power of n minus 2x. Again here observe here bases is equal. Let us add the powers. Write down this as it is, n minus 2. This again I am going to split this integral as two integrals. Now while adding this power, this n minus 2 plus 2 becomes what? Minus 2 plus 2 cancel, that's n minus of secant raised to the power of n minus 2x. Now distribute this constant to this integral as well as to this integral. Now this in is equal to, write down this left hand side as it is, n minus 2 n minus 2. This is nothing but what? The beginning one, what we call it as in is what? Secant raised to the power of nx. So the same thing is repeated here, n minus 2 secant raised to the power of nx. You write this as in. Again this minus into minus what? Plus, multiply this power n minus 2. This is what? This is in minus 2, because it's not possible to integrate. So now because we have taken the notation as this as in, similarly this becomes in minus 2. Collect this in on one side. Here minus of n minus 2 in, shift this to left side. Here this this minus becomes plus of in minus 2 of in is equal to, write down these two terms as it is, plus because this term is shifted to that side. The remaining term is plus n minus 2 of in minus 2. Now take in as common outside. You will get 1 plus n minus 2 is equal to the term as it is only. Write it as. Next, in is equal to, simplify this, n 1 minus 2 is nothing but minus 1. This becomes n minus 1. So as it is only this term, right side, you write the as it is only the right side. Now this in becomes divided throughout by n minus 1. We'll get secant raised to the power of n minus 2 x tan x divided by n minus 1 plus n minus 2 divided by n minus 1 of in minus 2. This is the reduction formula for secant raised to the power of nx, because in is nothing but secant raised to the power of nx into dx. So write this right hand side as it is, plus c. This is the reduction formula. Next, we have to deduce. Let me see how to deduce. Okay. Now to deduce I3, put n is equal to 3. I3 is nothing but secant raised to the power of, this I3 is nothing but integral of secant raised to the power of cube x into dx. Okay. To find the value of this integral, we have to substitute n is equal to 3 in the above reduction formula. What we get the reduction formula? Observe here, the reduction formula is what? Secant raised to the power of nx into dx is this one. Substitute here when n is equal to 3. So n ge ನೀವು 3 ಕೊಡಿ, ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? When n is equal to 3, if you replace, okay, 3 minus 2 becomes 1. So that is secant x tan x divided by, when n is equal to 3, we'll get what here? Substitute here, n is equal to 3 here. So we'll get 3 minus 2, this is 1, this is tan x, 3 minus 1 is 2, plus substitute 3 here, 3 minus 2 is nothing but 1, 3 minus 1 is 2. So we'll get 1 by 2 of, here substitute 3, 3 minus 2 is nothing but 1, I1. Again we have to estimate I1. I1 is what? So now if you put n is equal to 1 in this reduction formula, this reduction formula is not valid for n is equal to 1, because when n is equal to 1, 1 minus 1 0, so it tends to infinity. Therefore this reduction formula is not valid for 1. This reduction formula is valid only for greater than 1. Okay. For this, to estimate I1, so now we know that what is in? In is nothing but integral of secant raised to the power of nx into dx. If you replace 1 here, when n is equal to 1, you will get what? Secant raised to the power of x into dx. So I have written. Now I1 is nothing but secant x into dx. Now we know that it is a standard integral. Integral of secant x is what? Log of secant x plus tan x. Now substitute this I1, the value in the above result. Now you will get integral of secant cube x. So integral of secant cube x into dx is equal to secant x tan x divided by 2 plus 1 by 2. The value of I1 is log of secant x plus tan x. Okay, thank you.